You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
I love the MCU, and as much as I was disappointed with many of the Phase 4 movies and shows, this gargantuan of a franchise will always have a special place in my heart. Marvel from phases 1 to 3, although not perfect, was perfect. And it's pretty clear that the MCU has lost a step the past couple of years. Hey everyone, I'm gonna keep this video short and simple as there are probably a million other videos about the MCU, but I want to focus on a specific nitpick I have, and I hope you enjoy. The way I view the MCU nowadays is kind of like the superstar athlete who you've been following for a very long time. In their early years, you can kind of tell they were still figuring things out. They were learning to hit their stride and making their mark on the league. Then they finally hit their peak where they can dominate and give it day in and day out. Then year after year, this idol that you follow is no longer the superstar he once was. He can still play well, but maybe once every few games or a few months, he just doesn't have that stamina and will that he used to. Unless your name is LeBron James, then you can ignore all of that. But this is kind of how I've been viewing the MCU recently. And I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with this franchise, and it can stem from a lot of reasons. From the overall quantity, the lack of cohesion between stories, the overabundance of CGI, and maybe just the overall mediocre content they've been pumping out. And all of these are true, but for me, I want to focus on just a nitpick I've been having, and well, I'll let my man Buddy explain it.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.
This simple line from one of my favorite animated movies of all time shows a problem I have with the MCU. Everyone is super. And that shouldn't really be a bad thing for a universe with superheroes, but it takes away from the uniqueness of every single character. Phase 1 had this group of remarkable people that came together to see if they can become something more. This group was the Avengers, and throughout the movies and years, the size of the Avengers grew with introductions from more and more characters. It's a pretty big difference from this to this. And don't get me wrong, this isn't my problem with the MCU. It's actually awesome to see the culmination of all the hard work that Marvel Studios have put into their story, and just the fact that they were able to bring everyone back for this final battle. It's a cinematic marvel. But fast forward a few years and now it seems like everyone is special. Let me give a few examples. In Shang-Chi, we meet Shang-Chi. He's this amazing martial artist, and there are so many amazing action set pieces throughout this whole movie, although it does fall apart at the end with all the CGI. But my issue comes from Shang-Chi's friend Katie being the one to shoot the arrow perfectly through the heart of the dragon, shrimp, soul sucker, spirit thing, after only a short while with a bow and arrow.
Fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want
Aquafina. Another example can come from Spider-Man No Way Home. No Way Home is this amazing spectacle that brings back the love and nostalgia of Spider-Man of past. Shameless plug to my other video, check it out. But I can't get over the fact that Ned is a wizard. No setup in the previous movies, he just says this line that he's magic, and then suddenly he can open a portal that took Doctor Strange months to master. In Wakanda Forever, we meet Ironheart, and she is the super genius who created flying Power Ranger suits for the Dora Milaje. In Eternals, besides the Eternals themselves, we have Dane Whitman, and he's a love interest to Cersei, but guess what? Yeah, he has powers too, cause he's the Black Knight. Thor Love and Thunder, Jane becomes Thor for a short time, but in this movie, Thor also finds out that he can enchant and give powers to others. Ant-Man Quantumania, Cassie is basically Ant-Man without all the struggles that Scott Lang went through. And then we have Moon Knight, where we see Layla suddenly just getting powers. And then we have She-Hulk, where a lot more superpowered individuals pop up out of nowhere. And I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. Especially considering I didn't even mention Secret Invasion with all the Skrulls, and the fact that we have the multiverse in the MCU. But for the sake of time, I'll stop here. Now don't get me wrong, I don't hate the properties I mentioned. Some of them are quite fun and decent, except for you. Christian Bale is too good of an actor to be wasted on a role like this. That being said, I'm still a fan of the MCU even though the quality has clearly dipped. But I'm just not the biggest fan of so many people in this world suddenly getting powers with little to no setup and satisfaction. Marvel, please take it slow again. Everyone is special in the MCU now, and as Dash says,
This is another way of saying no one is.
it's just a minor nitpick I've had. It's not like I hate the MCU or I think it's perfect. It's just something I was thinking about. And please let me know down below if you agree with me or disagree with me, or if you just want to share how the MCU has been for you lately. Let's please keep it civil. But yeah, Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe as well, as I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day, and bye.